Well, for those who don't know me, I'm Foluso. I'm a strategy and innovation consultant at Whitecap. And first of all, I'd like to just say thank you to our host, HCR Hewitson and STC. So thank you for the invite here. I'm really pleased to be here today to discuss innovation in Northants. You have an excellent location, a central geographic location that benefits from being accessible to the north, to the south, east and west of the country. And Whitecap, for quite some time, has been working with Helen Miller and her team at the University of Northampton for about 2 to 3 years now. And we've been looking to get an innovation ecosystem assessment within the county off the ground for a while. And we're really delighted that the university is actually sponsoring this piece of work. And Whitecap is really pleased, as I say, to be collaborating with a team at the University of Northampton and a steering group that we've established to facilitate delivery of the project. So in terms of our steering group, we have the STC involved in that, the Unit 3 authorities, both West Northampton, North Northants, involved, the Federation of Small Business, and the SEM Growth Hub as well. I can actually see on the delegate list that obviously in addition to Pim being on our steering group, we've also got Vicky. I don't know if Vicky's here, but yeah, Vicky's here, also on our steering group as well. Well, I guess just to give you a background as to kind of why we're doing this, well, I think there's been a challenge for a while where within the county, there are definitely strong pockets of innovation, or what we may call innovation districts, like the Silverstone Park area, where we're seeing quite a lot of key development in areas such as advanced engineering, food and drink, logistics, and so forth. There's also a great number of startups coming up within the county. And so there's quite a lot of activity in that regard. But there is a challenge with regards to these businesses being able to realize their growth ambitions in terms of transitioning to become scale-ups. And scale-ups within the local county in a way that kind of raises greater economic prosperity within the region. And I think it's kind of looking at how can we do more of that. And certainly one of the objectives of this project is really about how we can assess the current level of innovation, the innovation capacity within the county, to understand what are the key strengths that we see in the county, and also identify some of the challenges that businesses are facing. So as part of this work, in forums like what we're doing today, we're looking to engage with local stakeholders like yourselves, everyone in this room, to get their perspectives on innovation strength, some success stories and how we can learn from that, but also what are the innovation gaps that we see, both in terms of in terms of assets that you may be looking for, resources in that regard. Ultimately, we want this work that we're working on to deliver a set of outcomes and recommendations that we actually truly believe will be implemented. So we're not just looking for a nice report. We want it to lead to next steps, practical next steps that will actually support innovation capacity development right across the region. and support the local economic prosperity. So your participation in this effort will really be greatly appreciated. I should have said that I'm doing this presentation with Lal Tawney, who is our director who's based out of our Milton Keynes office. And we want to now run a discussion session about the innovation capability and get your perspectives around what we see in that way.
So as Foluso said, we're going to do what's called an ecosystem innovation analysis of Northamptonshire, so the whole county of Northamptonshire. I'm conscious today is about Silverstone Tech Cluster, but we're really focused on this piece of work around Northamptonshire. So when I ask you to kind of start your discussions, think about Northamptonshire in its widest context. Foluso said that. And what we're really trying to do today is get your insights into this project. So just in terms of a bit of timescales and what we're doing, we've done a lot of desk research behind the scenes. We've looked at what's actually in Northamptonshire. We've looked at some of the key sectors that are in Northamptonshire. That work is still going on behind the scenes by our team. We're now starting, and this is one of our first engagements, talking to stakeholders in Northamptonshire. In Northamptonshire to get your thoughts on innovation in Northamptonshire, specifically the strengths and weaknesses of what you see. We will also be doing a number of one-to-one interviews with stakeholders across Northamptonshire, probably with some of the people in the room as well. So that's what we're trying to do is kind of the second stage of our piece of work, and then the third stage is bringing that all together, hopefully to deliver a report to the University of Northampton and the other stakeholders by September. That's our plan. Right, so I'm going to change this. This is going to be, you're going to have one question per table. I'm going to ask the tables on this side. I want you to come up with what you see as 3 innovation strengths of Northamptonshire. Okay? And as you're writing those down, just give a bit of an explanation of why you think or why you're saying those are the strengths of Northamptonshire. Does that make sense? These tables 2, 3, 4, and 5, I believe. Is that correct? Okay. Well, these 4. So it looks like 1, 8, 7, and 6. What do you see as the 3 biggest barriers to innovation in Northamptonshire? And explain why as well. Does that make sense? Is that clear in terms of what I'm asking you to do? Yeah? Okay, so you've got 25 minutes. We'll come back at 25 minutes and then I'll ask 2 or 3 tables to present back. Cool. I'm going to randomly pick on a team to feedback. So team 8, because they've told me they've got 4 barriers. So do you mind just giving us your 4 barriers and why you've chosen those 4, or take the top 3?
So firstly, transport links, and particularly public transport on the road network. Skills, learning, in terms of do people return to Northamptonshire post-university? Has Northamptonshire got an ecosystem that type of graduate person would want to return to? And other points, just really in fact of the point of today's event and how many people are in attendance, which is great, but the fact that about 19% of the attendees are actual engineers from actual engineering companies, and majority are from service providers when we've got an innovation and growth event. Just as it.
Really good, thank you. I'm going to quickly run down to table at the end. Is this working? Do you want to try that, James?
We haven't actually got a lot to add from what Tricia had said there, really. A lot of our discussion was around, the geography, the infrastructure, or the lack of infrastructure around transportation, and then the skills gap. Really, how do we hold on to the talent that we're bringing up around here and making sure that they don't scatter to the 4 corners of the UK, bring them back again.
Very good, thank you. So skills gap keeps coming up again. I'm pretty sure I heard it on the other tables as well. So moving from barriers, I'm going to go on to strengths. So, sorry. Yeah, Mark.
So strengths for us really were, firstly, the Silverstone name and brand. We think that, to us, that's synonymous with innovation in itself. Clearly, there's a lot of advanced engineering businesses based in and around the Silverstone Park. So a clear strength. Whether that's replicated across the county, unsure about that, but certainly it's what we see. And I think thirdly, it's motorsport and the associated engineering that serves that, as well as we've got some fabulous names. Either Formula One businesses themselves, or indeed those that supply those businesses. So there's a lot of technical competence there, huge amount.
Brilliant, thank you. And this table here.
Thank you. So, well, you nicked one of ours, which was the motorsport mindset, because it's quite fast-paced, innovative. We think that the guys that work in that industry have got quite a few transferable skills. So if you drop them into other sectors, I think healthcare was discussed as a random one here, but if you drop someone from motorsport into a different industry, could they help drive and change the mindset, and could other people learn from their skills? Silverstone, but we had more specifically the tech cluster, the businesses, the people, the groups, and this is obviously there to encourage collaboration and innovation. And then I guess the other one, which I'm not quite sure about, is it's close to some of the good places. So like Oxfordshire, Cambridge, Bedfordshire. So whatever we're struggling with, we can go next door and get it from there. So yeah.
Nice one. Okay, we'll term that as a location advantage rather than closer to some of the nicer places.